Have you ever had an Oreo cookie? Have you ever had a vanilla cupcake? What about an Oreo vanilla cupcake? Today I'm going to show you how to make cookies and cream cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. It's a long process, but they're really easy to make and fun. Let's get started. The ingredients that you will need to make these cupcakes are Oreo cookies, 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, 8 tablespoons or 1 stick of unsalted butter, 1 2/3 cups of sugar, 3 large egg whites, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a cup of milk. The first step is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. The next step is to line your cupcake tins, and the recipe makes 24 cupcakes, and I already did this step. The next step is to break the Oreos in half and have the cream side up on the cupcake liners like that. This will make it so that when you put the batter in and you bake the cupcakes, the Oreo will stay on the bottom. The next step is, in a medium-sized bowl, combine the flour, baking powder, and salt. The flour, baking powder, and the salt. Then stir with a fork, just to blend it all up. And just set this aside. In the bowl of an electric mixer, combine the butter, which should be at room temperature, and the sugar. Then you want to blend it together on medium-high speed. Medium-high speed until it's light and fluffy, so about 2 minutes. Then you'll see that the butter will start to stick. You can just poke at it so that it can continue to blend. If you don't have an electric mixer like I do, it's okay to put it in a medium-sized bowl and then just use a hand mixer. And then when it's done, it should look something like this. And you'll see there's just like little sticky crumbs basically. Okay. The next step is to blend in the egg whites one at a time and blend well after each addition. Then blend in the vanilla extract. So with the mixer on low speed, you want to add in half of the dry ingredients. Just until they're incorporated. Throughout the process, you will want to scrape off the sides with a rubber spatula. Next, you're going to want to add in the milk. it just until it's combined. Again, on low speed because you don't want the milk to splash everywhere and create a mess. Then, once that is all combined, you want to add in the remainder of the dry ingredients. And then, of course, mix. Start out on a low speed so that the dry ingredients don't just go everywhere, and then you want to bump up your speed a little bit. Then just take a really big knife and 20 Oreos, and I just use the Oreos that we already split up and put them back together, but some of them are already attached. You only need 20 of them, and you'll just need to rough chop them. You'll need to chop them into quarters so that the sizes will be about this big. So let me just show you that again. Take the Oreo, cut it in half the long way, and cut it in half the opposite way, like that. Then take your chopped Oreos and add them into the bowl. Then gently fold the Oreos without overmixing. Then evenly divide the batter into the cupcake liners. I like to use a 1/3 cup for a scooper. Next, you want to put your cupcakes in the oven. It's okay to have one on the top rack and one on the bottom rack because we're going to rotate them halfway through. The total bake time is 18 minutes, so you want to set your timer for 9 minutes because once the 9 minutes is up, we're going to rotate them. And then when the timer goes off, you want to check your cupcakes. It's better to use a toothpick, but I don't have any, so I'm just going to use a butter knife. You just stick it right in the middle. And clearly it's not clean, so they're not done yet, so you want to put them in for a couple minutes longer. But if it did come out clean, that's when you know that they're done. Okay, so the timer went off again, so I'm using my Pampered Chef cake tester. And I'm going to just stick it right in the middle of the fattest cupcake I can find. And you can see it comes out clear. So you take the cupcakes out of the oven. Make sure you use hot mitts so that you don't burn your hands. Then you want to turn your timer off and your oven off. Because if you don't turn your oven off, your house is going to burn down. So you'll want to keep them in the pan for 5 to 10 minutes and then transfer them to a wire rack to cool completely before you put on the frosting. Now it's time to transfer our cupcakes onto the wire rack so that they can finish cooling completely. While the cupcakes are cooling, I like to make the frosting. So the first thing that you're going to need is 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, but you want them to be sifted. So you're going to need a sifter. If you don't have a sifter, you can use a colander. So You take the first cup of confectioner's sugar and pour it right into the sifter. And then sift it. Stop. So then I switched the handles on my electric mixer, and first thing you're going to combine is the cream cheese and the butter, which are both at room temperature. And sometimes it's really difficult to get cream cheese open. There we go. Oh. You're going to beat it on medium-high for 1 minute or until it's smooth. This is 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. Breaks the bowl.
I know where it is. It's in there. The camera's about to die.
Then you're going to want to beat in the confectioner's sugar. And you're going to want to do this until it's incorporated and smooth. I like to do this while Then you're going to want to blend in the heavy cream on medium-low speed, just until it's incorporated.
But they didn't hear when your camera's upside.
Yeah, I know. And then increase the speed to medium-high and mix it for about 4 minutes.
You want this all on camera? I'll stop it after a while.
Then you're going to want to stop it when it looks light and fluffy, like this. So now we're going to frost the cupcakes using the frosting that we just made. I transferred the frosting into a separate bowl, but you don't have to do that. So just take any random cupcake and a butter knife, scoop it up, and smear it on. You can add as much or as little as you want. I don't like a whole lot, just until it's all on there. You can see when I put the frosting on the cupcake, I move the knife back and forth. This will give it that wavy effect. Like that. And there you go. Now you know how to make cookies and cream cupcakes with cream cheese frosting. You can try this at home and be the next Betty Crocker.